Good morning, 7th grade. Welcome to week 6, day 4, April 30th. So today you are taking your assessment. It is going to be 20 multiple choice questions. I gave you what you should have studied. It was from A through E, so about 7 different topics that we've been covering these last 2 weeks that you can expect to see on your assessment. So to get to the assessment, you would click on classwork. We'll go down to day 4. You'll see it says Unit 8 Assessment Proportional Relationships, and then those 8 topics are here again. Make sure that you check all of your work, you take your time and try your best because this is an assessment grade. So we'll go towards your assessment average and will be a score out of 100. So I'm going to go through these 7 topics with you, just one example of each so that you have an idea of what to expect and what we mean by those different topics. So for the first one, you need to be able to determine if a table is proportional or not. So looking at this table, the first thing I would do is I would check to see if there is a constant of any kind. So from 48 to 96, we are adding 48. And then from 96 to 144, again, we are adding 48. Okay? For the x's, from 4 to 8, we're adding plus 4. And then from 8 to 12, we're adding plus 4. So there is a constant in this graph, and our constant will be change in y, 48, over the change in x, which is 4. So I'm going to write that here. And then this ratio could reduce to 12, so we can say that there is a constant. That's the first thing. Then you want to make sure that your table also includes 0, 0. So to figure that out, we would just inverse the constant that we see in our table. So we would subtract 48 instead of adding 48, because I know that will give me 0 to check for it. And then if we do the same thing to the other side, instead of adding 4, we subtract 4. We're going to see that this also gives us 0. So since 0, 0 is a part of our table, we can say that it is proportional. Okay, so this table is proportional. Why is it proportional? Because it has a constant and 0, 0. Okay, some of the tables on today's exam, they might have like 0 and then a number here. That should be a red flag right away that that table is not proportional. So if you see that, that's like a little hint. If it's not 0, 0, if it's 0, any other number, or 0 here with another number, that table is automatically not proportional. But if the table does not have 0 at all, you have to remember that you can also go backwards to see if it would be there and just maybe not include it in this particular set of data. Okay, so that's the first one. Second one, they want you to tell me if the graph is proportional or not. So these are the 2 things you look for like I showed you yesterday. You want to see if it's linear. Linear means it's a straight line. I can't believe that some of you are still telling me that lines that look like this are not linear. A straight line means it's linear, and that's one of the check fors to see if it's proportional. So yes, it's linear. The second one we look for is the table going through the origin? Is the line going through the origin? This line is not going through the origin. It's somewhere up here. Maybe this is like 3 or something. So since the line does not go through the origin, this graph is not proportional. And the reason is because does not go through the origin. Okay? All right. Number 3, you are determining which statement is true about the graph. So they're going to give you a graph like this, and then there's going to be different options. The first thing I want to tell you is if there's an option where the coordinate is not a point on your graph, that is a false statement. So if the question said something like 60 and 8, okay? The way we read our coordinate is x, comma, y. So they're telling me that a point on my graph is 60, comma 8. This is my x-axis. My x-axis does not even go past 4. So to say the point 60, 8 is on this line, that's a false statement. 60 is not even on my x-axis, so I cannot say that this is a true statement. So that would be false. But if they give me the point, let's say 330, then I go to my graph. We have 3 here. I go up. It does match with 30, so the point is correct. And then these axes will probably be labeled. So like, let's say this is pounds. And we'll make this chicken, let's just say, because I think we had one like that. So it would have to say that you can get 3 pounds for, I don't know, 30, maybe we'll make this cost of chicken $30. Okay, and then that would make sense because the X is talking about the pounds, which is your 3, and the Y is talking about the cost, which is your Y. Okay, but I saw a lot of you picking points and telling me they were true when they weren't even on your line. So be mindful to just eliminate those right away. Okay, then you're going to get a graph where it's identifying a point for you. Okay, they're going to say A, and they want you to pick the statement that best represents this. So again, the first thing you want to do is figure out, well, what is A? A would be the X comes first, so 1, the Y comes second, 8, and this must mean that for every 1 lemon, because that's what the X is representing, lemons, for every 1 lemon, you can make 8 glasses of lemonade. So that would be the statement you would pick. Okay, whatever the number is on the x-axis relates to this label. Whatever the number is on the y-axis relates to this label. Okay, so now you're going to be asked to find the equation of a graph. You guys did pretty well with this on the review sheet, so I think you'll do well on today's test. To find the equation, you have to find the constant, k. So to figure that out, we look for the change in y. I'm going to take 2 nice points. I'm going to take my origin, and I'm going to take this first point here. So the first thing I look for is how many did I increase by? How many did I go up? So from 0, I went to 10. So my change in y is 10. How many did I go across? I went from 0 to 2. So my change in x is plus 2. And then if I can simplify this constant, I should. So k equals 5. Now I'm not done because we need to write the equation in y equals kx form. So I just figured out what k is. K is equal to 5. So I write my equation as y equals 5x. I just replace k with the constant that I found from the graph. Okay? All right. Then you're going to be asked to find the equation given a proportional table. So again, very similar to what we did in our first example, you want to find that change in y because we're looking for the constant. So our change in y is plus 1. I'm going to write that here. Okay, that's always our numerator. And then you look for your change in x. Our change in x every time is plus 15. That becomes your denominator. So my constant is 1 over 15, but that's not my equation. My equation, I'm just going to slide this over because I'm running out of room. My equation must be in this form, y equals kx. So what you do is you take that value of k and you replace it with the k in the equation. So your final answer should be y equals 1 over 15x. Okay? And then the last 3 questions are the word problems where they're going to give you a verbal statement. And with the information provided, you're going to write the equation in the form y equals kx. So a few of you guys struggled with this on the evidence of mastery. So I want to just show you what you would have to do. If it costs $99.60 for 12 textbooks, write the equation in y equals kx form. We would take the cost and put it over the quantity. So I'm going to write $99.60 over 12. And what we want to do is find the unit rate. So we want to figure out what is the cost per textbook. So what you do is you just divide these two numbers. You do 99.60 divided by 12, and that's going to give us $8.30. So this rate, $99.60 for every 12, is a constant, but we want to simplify it, okay? So we take this ratio, we simplify it, and now this is the K that you put into the equation. So again, your equation is y equals kx, and then all we do is we replace K with the constant that you just found. So we would write y equals 8.30x. You could also put 8.30 over 1 if you want. They're both acceptable. And this would be your final answer. Okay? I hope that helped. Rewind if you need to go over anything one more time. Good luck, and I can't wait to see how well you're going to do today.